Have you ever noticed you can feel calm, grounded, and clear, and then another human shows up and everything changes? Not slowly, immediately. Something tightens, something speeds up, something defends, and you see it happening while it's happening, and still it doesn't stop. That's not failure. That's the moment that matters. Personal development is a massive global system. From meditation, therapy, yoga, breath work, retreats, coaching, books, podcasts, workshops, certificates, courses, and much more. We have invested decades into becoming more aware. And it works, it helps. People heal, people grow, and still relationships struggle. This is my life. For me personally, I was all in. I did everything. This is when books were on tape. Have you heard of tapes? This is how long ago and how far back it goes. My dedication started in the 90s. Everything I could find, workshops, trainings, retreats, books on tape, CDs, talks, conferences, always looking, always thinking, I'm so close. I'm so close. One more breakthrough, another insight, more this, another weekend, become certified in this modality and that modality. Enlightenment chasing, searching for inner peace, working so hard. And I did. I became more aware. I definitely became, there was like a subtle shift in like more self-focused, more certain, more convinced I understood, yet less and less connected over time. I developed like a strange superpower. I could own everything after the fact. I could be a complete monster and then completely see it, understand it, apologize, and explain why it happened, understand the trigger, understand the response. I could see the pattern, and it always sounded so good. And it was this thing people would go like, "Wow, that's so cool. You're aware of that." Like they would be so impressed. It was like I had a superpower. And the more impressed and the more passes I got, like the bigger my ego grew. Like I know what I'm doing. And this I know what I'm doing just kept growing. I kept taking more and more classes and workshops. But things changed. There was lots of benefits. I forgave my parents. I, you know, decided to stop watching the news in the 90s. I opened a yoga studio. I shared some of the things I learned with people. I got certified in all kinds of modalities. I contacted moments of deep inner peace, deep spaciousness. But as soon as another human would come into the room that I cared about, that would all disappear. It was like a gap between insight and behavior, between awareness and capacity. Like I didn't even have the word capacity back then. It was like knowing about things and having it in action. It was like enough. I had so much knowledge of how to be better, how to deal, but I didn't have practice. And the things that happen fast, the triggers that happen fast, faster than thinking and language, the things that happen in relationship, a look, a thought, a nuance, a misunderstanding, um, a not look, all of the things, that's when I would just raw. I was very capable of expressing myself. I became so um, self-aware that my authenticity was like what mattered. And when I would share my authenticity, it would be like the person that It's like another person didn't matter. It's like, here's my truth. I've been studying and like connecting to my truth, and I go to weekends and I'm like, oh, I'm at cause for my experience. I'm not blaming other people for my experience. I take full responsibility for how I feel. And that was the work, and it was great. That's great on one end. And then I would go into the world and I would express myself in a way that would impact others. And that wasn't my problem. That wasn't my fault. I was like becoming totally self absorbed. And in my perspective, it only affected me. My self awareness and my self absorption, like I didn't even notice how it was impacting people. But I did notice over time having less and less connection, less and less family, less and less friends, less and less invites, to the point where I didn't get to spend much time with some of the most important people in my life. To summarize this, I got really good at expressing my authentic truth, but I also didn't take into considerations of how it in fact impacted other people and how it landed. Ultimately, my self-help experience deepened beliefs that authenticity was more important than other humans around me. But I couldn't see that in my own self-absorbed little bubble. I didn't know that was even happening. All I could see was over time, over years, over decades, there were less people that mattered to me around me. It took me a long time to figure it out. And it wasn't until I discovered Relateful that it's not about just being true to yourself or being 100% authentic, which I value. I value authenticity. I love authentic practices, and that's what this is born out of. But this includes that there are other people, and it's not just my authenticity roaring at the world. And I could go into depth and depths about this. And I can think about it in terms of like, as an environmentalist, we get out there and we're true to ourselves and we're true to our anger and we're true to all this. And we're like not considering other nervous systems. And it goes on and on and on. So just to summarize this, in my experience, what I got from my self-help addiction, like I couldn't stop taking one next seminar, next thing. I'm chasing this enlightenment. It's around the corner. I know it. I know if I do this work, I'll get there. Manifesting, visualizing, meditating, breath work. It's all great. And I'm continuing to do much of that. But without the relational aspect, it made my life worthless, worse. It made my life worse. Without all that, it made my life worse. And I would argue that we can look at our society today and see the exact same thing parallel in society from like what I did with myself and I mean, I'm only an American, so I'm not sure how the whole world is and what it's like in places that the individual isn't such a high priority and such a focus like here in America. But I hyper focused, became this individual that was so, I'm going to be the best I can be. I'm going to be the best person I can be. My intentions were to be good. My intentions were to be kind and loving. And I still wanted to take the truth and tell the truth. And then when somebody didn't like my truth, that was their problem because my kindness and love was like, authenticity was more important than that. But just to chunk it up, systems, we live in these systems now where our individuality is now we're on teams, and the teams are like becoming more self-absorbed in themselves. Like my team is right and your team is wrong, and I don't even want to hear about your team. I don't even want to hear about this. I don't want to have a debate. I want to have like closed doors, not no friends who think differently than me, no information coming towards me that doesn't support what I already believe. And then we look at how AI systems work, and AI systems are doing the exact same thing. They're all missing the relational, from individual to the group dynamics to now our AI possible overlords are siloing us because we're not putting back in this piece of relational, of that we're in systems, we're part of systems. And we can look at it like we all share the same air. We're all made of the same stuff. We are literally like constantly becoming each other. And that's just on one scientific way of looking at it. There's other terms in like non-dual oneness perspectives that are really interesting and enriching to study too. But in the sense of the AI is giving us this feedback in a lot of our chatbots that support whatever it is we brought in. It's not saying, oh, and there's this other perspective. Oh, and there's these other ways of looking at it. Oh, well, yes, and this is true too, or this is possibly true too. Like specifically, if you ask AI, like, is olive oil good for you? It will say, yes, it's good for you. If you ask AI, is olive oil bad for you? It will say, yes, it's bad for you. These da 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 da. That's one example. So this is something that's needed to be an addendum to our personal movement business of multi-billions and billions of dollars, which means multiple millions and millions or billions of people are doing personal development practices. It used to be called self-help, and now it's personal development, but it's still self. And it's like, oh, wait, I went to a thing with with 1,000 other people, and we all were in this shared state together. Yes, I'm not saying coherence isn't amazing. I'm not saying that community isn't amazing, and feeling each other in that state, all focused on the same person, having the same perspectives, in the same modality, with the same ways of thinking and similar language. That's a great experience to have. I mean, who doesn't love good vibes? But what if you would take yourself out of that situation, you go somewhere else where they don't believe what you believe, and they don't see the world the way you see the world, and you can't, the words, the fun, good feelings, then it's gone. You can't have it. Like some of some of the workshops and things I did, I won't name all the names. It was like, it only worked if you recruited your friends and family to do the same seminars you were doing so that they could have the same language. It was like built into the system of like, now bring everybody else in. And that's how you're going to have, better relationships if we all join the same cult. Relatefulness is not like that. Relateful, you don't have to have anyone else do what you're doing to have better relationships. I don't have to sign up my partner of over 10, 12 years. He's never done a single thing, and he's not going to, or maybe he will. Let's not limit the possibilities here in the field. But our relationship is the best relationship I've ever had since I was like in 7th grade, and basically didn't talk to my partners, but had them. We would say hi and run away, but that was the last time I had a healthy relationship. I mean, maybe in high school they were okay, but then it just went worse and worse and worse and worse. And this person that I'm with now, I didn't do Relateful the first few years. We were not good. If you were at like Zion National Park enjoying your vacation and you heard us screaming, I apologize. Like, I just dysregulated, out of control, and with this part of me that's authentic and I don't care what people think, I'm going to be myself. Like, I would yell in public, and I am so sorry for all the people. And that's just one example. I mean, it's crossing on sidewalks at the street. I mean, it's, I don't know, yelling from the bottom of the sidewalk to the to the balcony. I mean, college wasn't good either. Those are my yeah, yeah. So this is the best relationship I've ever had. I am not saying that I am in the most healthy relationship that's ever been known to man. We were talking about a person who's come from one extreme and has had my own childhood trauma, my own reasons, and my own things, and I could go into them and da 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 da. Thank you, Dr. Spock, and da 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 da. I am saying that it's not like these other modalities that do have benefits. I got so much out of the seminar that I was supposed to recruit friends and family. I learned how to disengage this meaning-making machine and all these different things, and like see life as a game and not take things as personally. I learned a lot. I am grateful for all of the great things that I've done. I don't know if the camera turned off. Dang it, I thought I said that. How long has that been off? Like, battery's dead.